a big deal. But again, tier 3 is where it's at. Master Training, Mark of the Claw already going up. It is really worthwhile to get Mark of the Claw. It's just a great ability to have. It's cheap, it doesn't take long, although I would probably recommend getting another bear in front of that first one, but it doesn't really matter. Mark of the Claw is very worth having, especially if you didn't lose any wisps early on and you have the lumber. It's kind of nice. So let's see. Just creeping out. Now the early part, what you saw just a little while ago, was him buying the invis potion and scouting out his opponent's army. Because again, when your opponent controls the game and you get creepjacked, you're going to waste money on TPs, you're going to waste money as units get ganked. The reason this map is so hard for Elf is because it's often easy for the blade to get 3. Generally it's almost impossible to prevent the orc from hitting level 2 before tier 2 hits. They're probably going to be like 2.5 or beyond. And it's you know, a very short time before the blade actually hits 3. Now in the case of a mana fountain, they will always have mana for 1 walk and they'll always be finding you, because the elf army is not really that mobile. If you just have hunts, your creeping is really, really bad. You know, you don't have anything that really tanks. You don't have salves to bring with you, so you can't really creep any big camps. You can bring bears, but if they rally gank bears, you're on a world of hurt. You're going to lose a lot of those Druids of the Claw, and it's kind of a big deal. Now you should staff that. You should staff that. And, okay, whatever. Focusing the blade, doing some damage. But here comes a Claw, and he's going to rejuve that. He's going to do some damage here. He does not have Link because he's actually going double bestiary, it seems. Or, I don't know exactly what was going on, but he's like, oh crap, focus fire, and just TP's out. Saying, basically he says, oh crap, a Kodo, mostly. That's really the rationale there. And, yeah, that battle was not going to go well for him, so he just ported. Now, it doesn't really cost you 350 gold if you never buy another TP. And I believe Ree might actually won't buy another TP. He was using the one that he started with, and, you know, whatever. So now he has 50 food, and he feels a lot more confident. You can see he's running towards his opponent's base again. This will go fairly well for him. The only reason he really didn't do very well that last time is because he was actually expecting those 1 or 2 bears to come in by the time he reached his opponent's base, and that would have been nice for him. So he roars on that 1 bear. Notice he keeps 2 in claw, and he's also bringing wisps now for detonate. But he keeps 2 in claw for him, so that he can, and here's his wisp. Yeah, this wisp is going to check for creepjacks. He's going to keep that around. You know, he pulls the creeps up, but he sees his opponent running back south. He's like, oh crap, screw that. As the Blade Master indeed, you know, found the elf here. So these wisps are going to be detonating for, you know, the SH's mana, obviously. And he's rejuving whatever's low. He's still got another rejuve saved from that claw. He's going to get ensnared again, yeah, whatever. But you notice he doesn't want to charge in with half of his army sort of stuck behind because it's ensnared and can't come in. And so they're both really playing a game of chicken, and okay, here comes Dedo. That's going to get rid of some of the Link. That's also important because you're getting rid of the Spirit Walker mana at the same time. So rejuving the DH right away. Here comes the Kodo Beast. Unfortunately, that gets entangled, and you notice right away. Focus fire, doing what he can. Now you notice he's not focusing with his entire army. He's focusing on units that can actually hit it. It's very irresponsible to just take your entire army and right-click a unit, because it's not going to work for you. You're just going to have half your army dancing around doing nothing, and it's going to suck. So, 1 bear down, whatever, he's chopping down these grunts really, really quickly. Tried to chase down the blade, couldn't do it. But going back in now, focusing on the SH. Now he's going to probably focus on these Kodos. You see that 1 Kodo ate a unit, and you know, that's going to go down. He's going to probably entangle and kill the other one. And yeah, so there's that. Rejuve got dispelled, whatever. Doesn't matter, his heroes are leveling up very nicely from all these unit kills. And, yeah. Keeper has another entangle. He can get rid of this bear or this Kodo right here. Not sure why he's not doing it. But, oh, that's a TP force. And will he get the Kodo? I don't know. I don't think so. Nope, 16 HP Kodo Beast. How unfortunate. I like how it's still taking damage from poison, so the salve isn't doing anything whatsoever. Orb of Venom is balanced, guys. Orb of Venom is basically a negative salve. It basically damages the same rate it heals, for what that's worth. So he picks up the new Invul pot, and he's going for the middle so he can rejuve his army up. He has mana right here, and he's not retrieving his DH. Bad call, Remind. Hey, you clearly have an injured DH, and you clearly have bears with mana. I wonder if you should heal your hero. Nah, not a good idea. Well, guess what? This is funny. Spoiler alert, funny shit happening. And pow. So, he speed scrolls, but he gets entangled. And, oof. Yeah, that died. NT. So that's kind of unfortunate, right? But basically, the way that last battle went, basically what you're looking for is you need to outlast your opponent because, you know, bears obviously do more damage than grunts and raiders do, and they have more hit points than grunts and raiders do. But when you've got Link and Chain Heal and the Dispel for Roar and Rejuve and Entangle and stuff like that, it is very possible, and you screwed up right there, Remind. Come on, stop being terrible. Aww. It's very possible that even though your units are supposedly better, again, he can just outlast you. His form of healing is not dispellable. You can mana burn it if you can get in range, but Ensnare usually says no to that. And there he goes, targeting his DH, gonna eat some wells, then rally back into the battle. But basically, oh, almost got that. Anyway, it's, you know, your opponent can outlast you if you're not careful. And he should have morphed that into ethereal form, and does not, and that gets chopped down. And so what you're looking for is, you know, keeping Roar up, making him waste his mana as much as possible, trying to burn the SH as best you can. You really don't want to fight in choke points because of that, because it also helps you focus fire things like Kodo Beasts. But basically, the one thing to really be careful about is your early mid game is going to be so difficult because you will, you're going to be against basically Windwalk and Hex and Speed Scrolls, and those are all things that are very, very, very hard to counter with Night Elf. They have almost no stuns. And so you don't really have a way of keeping your opponent from doing what he wants to do. And so all you can really do is play cautiously. Use the Invis Potion, find out what your opponent's up to. You know, have a lot of wisps around, scouting. You know, use dust in the early game and keep your, you know, try to put pressure on your opponent so that you know where he is, which is healing. Because any information you can gather is really, really important for the early mid in Night Elf Orc, especially on Gnoll. And then as it goes on, you really do need to play aggressively because it's hard to deal with Raider hit and runs with Pillage. You know, they will love killing your Moonwells, and they will easily do that, and they'll make money off of it. You know, UTP, they speed scroll. Well, that's the difference of 300 gold, plus the Pillage versus Moonwell money difference. And it adds up quickly, and you won't win a late game without first mass expanding. And the only way you can really get away with mass expanding is either by doing that Beastmaster Hunt stuff, or your opponent playing really badly and you crushing him early on. And if you crush him early on, you might as well just win it, as opposed to putting up to chance and just expanding. So I think that's a pretty good overview of the matchup. It's basically standard bear with the added touch of you do not want this game to go into late game. You want to hope for close spawn, which luckily Riemann got. He got the closest 2 spawns on the map. And yeah, that's kind of how it goes. When you get lucky, you win. When you're the significantly better player, you win. And yeah. So I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something. And peace out.